Is Ebony joining us this morning?
Just
No, I don't think she's gonna be on here. Does she need to?
She don't have to.
Okay. I didn't tell her to. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm trying to adjust.
Dr. Allen Moore, you look so pretty.
Thank you. You do
All y'all
too.
look so pretty this morning.
Hey,
What'd you say?
All y'all look so pretty this morning.
Thank you.
y'all too.
I was trying to get my logo. Okay, let me sit right there. There we go. Get my pearls together.
So, for those of you ladies who are new to the show, how are y'all doing?
Good. How are you?
How are you?
All right. So, the format is 2 20-minute segments and then a wrap up. That's about a good 7 minutes. And then we'll still be live on Facebook, even in between the breaks. I'll, throw my hand up or something to let you know that we're coming to a break, so you can find a stopping point in whatever you're saying, so you don't get cut off.
You said you'll throw your hand up kind of like that.
Like, I'll do something.
You're good, Steph.
Okay. All right, so about to go live. Don't show my hands. All right, good morning, Facebook. How y'all doing? We're going to go live on air in just a moment. I am joined by some lovely ladies. Like, this week has been a flood of ladies. So we're rounding out today. It is Happy Friday with the ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. How y'all doing?
Good morning. Good
Good
morning.
Good
morning.
morning.
All right, so far on the line, well, the feed we have, Catera Mitchell, Stephanie Barton, and the lovely Leticia Fox-Rochelle, and Dr. Evette is somewhere. Oh, there she is. Hi, Dr. Evette. Mrs. Dr. Evette. Allen Moore.
Right.
So we're gonna get started on air. We have about another 3 minutes, 2 or 3 minutes or so, but just wanted to bring y'all in so you can get your questions and comments and shout outs and all that good stuff ready. So ladies, I know y'all gonna flood the town.
We started last night.
Right.
Waiting on midnight.
Time.
And then next week, y'all gonna turn the nation pink and green.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are. I'm just gonna sit back in my corner and watch from a distance and stay out of y'all way. But definitely cheering on our new VP. Yes, of the United States. I'm just so happy that we have a woman. I wouldn't even care what her race was. The fact that it's a woman as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Awesome.
It's about time. I know that people have their feelings, and this is not going to get political today, but so we're going to move on. Alrighty. We still have a few moments before we go live on air. Got to get the legal stuff and weather news out of the way. Any celebrations in person? I know everybody's trying to be safe, but any in-person celebrations at all?
No,
virtual.
Yeah, completely virtual. But we do have something tonight, which I'm guessing once we go on, we'll talk a little bit more about that.
Okay, yes, ma'am. So we'll get started here in just a few moments, and I'm gonna pull up the national website so I can follow along. And so for anyone else, let me find it first. What is the national website for those that are listening?
AKA 1908.com.
All right, here we go, ladies. Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I'm going to say happy Pink Friday, on Pink and Green Friday on today. I'm your host, Quilla Jones, and you are tuned in to Community Conversations. And joining me are a group of lovely, lovely ladies from the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Good morning, ladies.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
All right, so since we're not in the studio and I don't have to worry about the mics being blown out, go and give them a little something before we get started.
Get together.
Y'all ready?
I think you.
She's
You're
like
right.
status.
You're right.
I stay ready.
I know that's
All right, so my guests are Mrs. Leticia Fox-Rochelle, Dr. Evette Allen Moore, Ms. Catera Mitchell, and Ms. Stephanie Barton. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to talk about the history first, when and where AKA was founded, and then we'll move on to the local chapter. So who wants to take it away?
Awesome. Well, Alpha Kappa Alpha was founded in 1908 on the campus of Howard University. And we are so thankful for our founders for having the vision, the foresight to say, we need a group for college-educated women to make an impact in this world.
All righty. So can you imagine what it was like during that time? 08. I can't. So much racial tension, so much diversity, not diversity, seclusion, segregation, all that kind of thing. All those kind of things were happening. Can you imagine what it was like for the ladies at the time to try to start something like this?
I definitely can imagine, our founders, they were going through the struggles that we, face and still face on today. And, just coming together and talking and discussing and trying to get a plan and saying enough is enough. We need to start something and we need to make an impact in this world.
All right.
Okay. And I think to add to that, the most inspiring thing about that is despite all the challenges, to say no matter who's against this, we know that this is something that's needed, and really was the start of it all. So to see folks who had that foresight is absolutely amazing. When you think back about it, you're like, my goodness, all the challenges you all had, and you still said, yes, we've got to do this.
Yes, ma'am. Most definitely. All right. So let's talk about, I will bring the young ladies in. Let's talk about the principles that the organization was founded upon.
Absolutely. Well, certainly it was founded by college-educated women. So when you think about that, education is certainly at the top of that list. When you think about sisterhood, right, it is a sisterhood. Leadership, you think about the different things that you learn in this organization and beyond. So I think those are some of the top things. You think about education, sisterhood, and leadership are some of the things I would certainly put at the top there.
Okay.
Another thing that I'd like to add is that the organization was also founded on the principle that they wanted to be of service to all mankind. And so I think that's something that you can see throughout the history of the organization, even with Vice President-elect our soror, Kamala Harris, being elected into the Vice President's office. I think that is just a true testament to the women that are a part of our organization.
Yes, ma'am. Most definitely. Ms. Catera, do you want to add something?
Yes, ma'am. Also, to be able to have high scholastic and ethical standards, to really put yourself out there and believe in what you want to believe. I feel as if our vice president has really showed us that you can push through all the tribulations that has been there in this world.
All right, thank you. All right, so let's go into your national programs and then tie that into what you're able to do on the local level. So
Absolutely. Did you want to start with some of our Kappa Omega programs, or Ed Upsilon, did you want to go first?
We can
Let's
go.
start with
Also,
Kappa
okay.
now.
I was gonna say I can give an overview of our national platform and the either or. Okay, so we'll start. So we have
And then work
we
your way
have
down.
okay. We have 5 national targets. The first one is HBCU, a call to HBCU for life, a call to action. Under this initiative, we are looking at really highlighting our HBCUs as an educational option for our high school students. Then we go into our target 2 is women's healthcare and wellness. And under this initiative, you'll see things like our Pink Goes Red initiative, where we're looking at heart health, right? Exercising, Akafit, where you see different things where you're doing the 8,000 steps. We also have the breast cancer initiative, right? We challenge each other to do those 8,000 steps a day. 8,000, I want to say 8,000 because I think one other time I said 18. But if you can do 18,000, do that, 8,000 a day. And so those are the healthcare initiatives we have. Target 3 is building your economic legacy. So looking at credit repair, financial literacy, how do we build wealth, assets, etc., right? Particularly in the Black community. Target 4 is the arts, really challenging and look at educating our students on the arts, whether that's reading, theater, things of that nature. Our target 5 is global impact, where we really are looking at increasing our imprint, our global imprint. So looking at increasing that internationally. Under that, you'll see projects like Souls for Souls, where we're looking at donating gently worn shoes across the nation. You'll see our Lions initiative, where we're looking at gently used eyeglasses as well to distribute those. And so you'll see a couple of those initiatives. Also our little dresses and shirts for children in Haiti. So a number of different things. And that's kind of a summary. One of our signature programs is also CAP. And so it is a college application program where we're really trying to help students with those things that they need to know about testing, about getting into college. How do you choose a college? What are your college choices? How do you prepare for college? What does it look like to be in college? And so all of those, and again, we're virtual, so we try to implement those on a local level and virtually. And so with that, for example, some of the things that are coming up for us are on February 5th, we have our Pink Goes Red. We're going to do a virtual class. Miss Natasha Baylor will be leading that. And so we're excited about that. Come exercise and certainly do that heart health thing and impact that. So we have a number of things certainly coming. We challenge our chapter members as well as others, get those 8,000 steps in today and every day for heart health. We also have some local initiatives we're doing. We're going to do what's called Black Fridays. Under our target 3, we encourage folks to shop Black. And so for that, we're encouraging folks to shop Black 365 days a year, but to particularly on Fridays, to tag our chapter, let us know that you've been shopping Black and show us those different Black businesses, particularly in Jonesboro, but wherever you are shopping Black with that. Okay. We have a number of different things coming up. I'm going to let our undergraduate students talk a little bit about anything they have coming up.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. I'll start. We have multiple programs coming up as well. We are virtual, so I like that because they're able to be safe in their own homes while still being participation in our events. So one that we have that's under the arts would be we're donating books to the math and science 2nd grade. So the book is Martin Biggsworth's The Life of Dr. Martin Luther King, and we'll be giving it to the 2nd grade class, and it'll be going over the life of Dr. Martin Luther King and his impact that he did have while he was alive. And we also have another program coming up called Highly Happy Plate, and it'll be based on the women's health, and it'll give like different eating disorders such as anorexia and bulimia, and it's so that we can support them while they're going through these times to make sure that they are loved and everything, that they don't have to go through these things alone. So we are encouraging people to join us on our virtual events on campus, and we will post flyers. We also have a social media on Facebook, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, HY_AKs, where you can follow us and see when all our programs are.
Okay, excuse me. Ms. Stephanie, would you like to add something?
I think Katia covered all of the programs that we have coming up within the next couple of months. We also will be helping out with Kappa Nu Omega's Pink Goes to Red on February 15th. So we're excited about that as well.
Excuse me. Thank you so much. I want to give a shout out to some people that are tuning in and showing you all some love. Thank you to everyone that's checking in on our Facebook feed. Ebony Allen says, hello, sorors. Happy Founders Day. Good morning to Kelly K's on volunteer Shanita Marie. Um, Keandra Nicole says, happy Founders Day. Special shout out to my mentor, Dr. Evette Allen Moore. And Brittany Lewis says, happy Founders Day. Thank you all so much for checking in. And Linda Johnson Frazier says, good morning and happy Founders Day. So, ladies, you all like are busy. Y'all are booked and busy, as they say. Y'all are everywhere doing everything. So let's talk about let's talk about the local chapters. So I know there's Kappa Nu Omega, which is the graduate chapter, and then what is the undergraduate chapter? Let's start with the undergrad. When was it chartered?
The Eta Upsilon chapter was chartered on October 13, 1973.
1973.
Yes,
And are
ma'am.
any of the charter members still around or in Jonesboro?
Yes, ma'am. They are still alive. We still have a lot of charter members still very active with us. We just recently had a very big Zoom where we were all be able to, on Charter Day, where we're able to talk with all of our HY charter members and just the ones who came through Eta Upsilon.
Now, during your fellowship with them, did they talk about why it was important for them to start this organization on the college, on the campus of Arkansas State University?
Yes, ma'am, they did. And they did say that it was very challenging, but they also pushed each other to make sure that they did have something that they stand on while coming through Arkansas State University, being the first Black sorority on the campus. So with that, I know that they had very intriguing stories, and they really did. So it was very nice with them, sharing that with us, to know that our history is still alive and still here today.
That's wonderful. And I hope that you all are taking notes because having those elders still around is a blessing. So I hope that you all are able to soak up all their knowledge and then you can pass that on. And we'll talk about legacies as we get on down the line. So, Miss Stephanie, did you want to add something to that? Have you had a chance to meet many of the charter members?
I actually have had a chance to meet a couple. I'm a very recent initiate of the Eta Upsilon chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So I was actually not a member when that call happened, but I have had the pleasure of meeting a couple of our charter members, and it was a pleasure.
Now, when you say new, how new are you?
I was initiated in November. So very, very recent. I just my first Founders Day. So I'm nervous and I'm very excited about being able to take part in the history of this organization.
All right. Well, today you turn all the way up, even if it's by yourself. This is your first Founders Day. But I'm sure your sisters will help keep the party going. All right. So, Ms. Leticia, tell us about Kappa Nu Omega, when it was chartered.
Kappa Nu Omega was chartered June 29th, 1975, by 15 dynamic women, just wonderful initiates. Some were from Eta Upsilon chapter. And so just like being the first on the campus of Arkansas State University, they were the first to start the chapter here in Jonesboro. And so we are just so excited and grateful that they kept the hashtag first going.
First all the way around. Okay. Now, do you have a chance to fellowship with some of the charter members?
Yes, just throughout the 11 years that I've been in Kappa Nu Omega, we have had celebrations. And what I love about the close knit relationship that we have with some of the charter members, we call them, some of the seasoned ladies, we call them, we check on them, drop by care packages, just want
Oh,
to make sure that they know that they are still loved and cared for, and we are here, no matter what. Because I mean, we're in a pandemic and we're social distancing, but also the love is still there, and so we just want to keep on fostering those relationships.
all right. That's awesome. We have a few more shout outs. Laquita Davis Lewis says, "Good morning, Sorors. Happy Founders Day."
Right.
Good morning to Tiffany Fraser Calloway and Shaq Rena Leak. Renee Leak. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. Hello, Sorors. Happy Founders Day. All right. So let's talk about. I want to go deeper into some of you all's programs because you all are again very active. I see you all out and about, some of everywhere. Let's just go back to. I know I said I wasn't going to get too political, but we're just going to touch on during election time, not just this past election, but elections previous elections. You all were out with signs, you know, um, telling people register here or come vote here or whatever the case was. You all were in position everywhere, getting people where they needed to be. So let's talk about that experience. And I know Miss Stephanie, you're new. Were you initiated though before election day?
No, ma'am. No, no.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you weren't able to participate. Okay, so Miss not Carla, Catera, were you able to participate in any of the election or voter registration events?
Ma'am. We also joined Kappa Nu Omega on they do a yearly uh basically sign up for to be able to vote, register to vote. That's what it is. So we help people register to vote, and we often do it at Wolf Creek. So we have a usual common ground where we can meet and have a lot of traffic of people to, or we can inform them about it.
Okay, all right, and Leticia and Dr. Evette, if you all could share, why it's so important, one, to register and to vote. What impact does it have on our nation?
Well, this year, it was a little bit different because we're in a pandemic. But however, we did not let the pandemic slow us down. I think it motivated us even more, to get out there and vote. Just thinking, years ago, when our founders and our ancestors, the people that came before us were out there fighting, trying to register and vote. And now that we have that right, we need to inform, start at a young age, and encouraging our people to get out there to vote because that's our right. People have died, blood, sweat, and tears for you
Mhm.
to have this opportunity. So you do not need to take it lightly.
Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. And then in addition to it being your right, it's your power, right? When you think about the different decisions that are made and, you'll hear different comments like, oh, well, my vote doesn't count. But we see that differently now when you see different things and how just getting out. And again, we weren't able to do a lot of things we would normally do, but we did a lot of promoting on social media, trying to help people remember, why we have this right to vote, as well as the importance of it, and that it's your power, it's your voice, right? You have a right
Mhm.
and the power to voice your opinion about what you want. And even beyond the vote, right? Continuing to keep an eye on things that are happening in your local and national communities to say, if things are happening, to hold your elected officials accountable, right? It doesn't
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
I want to encourage folks, it doesn't just stop with your vote. Once you've given them your vote, right? What did they say they were going to get in there and do? And are you holding them accountable to that?
I
That's
think this
right.
is the most, lately in the last elections that people have really been in tune and informed. Just trickling down to the smaller kids, in the classroom. I can just relate to that because my son's class, they had an election. They had an election in school, in class, just being aware of what's going on, because we are our kids' first teachers. What they learn at home, and they get that instruction and they take it out into the world. So why not, continue to be that voice, and like she said, hold our elected officials accountable. It's nothing wrong with a follow-up. One of our sorority sister, Shanquetta, she's big on the follow-up, holding them accountable, emailing, writing letters, and letting them know, we see you, okay? So do what you said you're gonna do.
Yes. Have you young ladies had a chance to meet Shanquetta yet?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't think I've met her yet.
I'm very
Well,
proud.
Stephanie, you need to meet Shanquetta. Yes, I'm telling you, she's on. We're gonna take a quick break, put a pause right there, but we'll be right back after these announcements. Okay, ladies, y'all, look. Let me tell you, Shanquetta takes no mess. Okay, she
None.
will set you off in a polite and intelligent manner. I mean, like,
Absolutely.
That's the best way.
Right, right, absolutely. Absolutely.
but she's about business, and she's always professional and
Absolutely.
tactful.
Yep.
So yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
I'm just transitioning, y'all, because
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay.
not good.
Oh, you're
I want to
fine.
say good morning. Also, I don't know if I have some classmates that are some of your sorors. Takita Jackson, Demetrius.
Yes. Mhm.
Um, she's not Westbrook anymore, and she doesn't live in Jonesboro. And then Tony Llewellyn, she's not a Llewellyn anymore.
Mhm.
But I know Tony and Takita started at Arkansas State University with
Mhm.
Shallon. And I'm gonna stop calling names because they're gonna like, left me out. And Carla, I can't leave out
I know
Carla.
it's hard when you start calling names,
It
but
is
yeah.
hard.
But yes,
So,
all lovely, lovely.
like,
Absolutely.
I know too many people in every organization. So I'm just gonna stop calling names.
It's hard. It is hard.
But shout out to all of you all. I went to high school with Tony, Takita, and Demetrius, and so shout out to them for um, doing their things. Like they have wonderful families and careers, and I'm just so proud of all of them. So, ladies, young ladies, we'll get into some more things when we come back. Like, why did you join? What impact the sorority has had on your life? What impact you feel like it has made in the community? And then we'll talk a little later about legacies. What legacies you want to leave? Who's made some impact? Like, who were some of the members or people from your communities where you're from? We'll get more into your stories, like where you're from, people you may have encountered before you even came to college, and things of that nature. So I just wanted to start thinking about that. And looking at again at some of your programs, you all do a lot. I hope that we can get you all partner with us or to come out. We're doing a walk for your heart event the end of February. So hopefully we can get some of you all out to come out and represent. And it's to clean up our adopted mile. Um,
Okay.
so you can get your steps in, get some steps in, and get your. Um, do you wear like a watch, a
Yeah,
Fitbit or
I actually
something?
lost one of my little step trackers that I had, but but I use my phone now.
Okay.
Yeah, but I need to get a new tracker.
You definitely get some miles in that way.
Yes.
All right, ladies. So we still have about 30 seconds before we go back
Okay.
on air. Um, so how y'all doing today? Y'all nervous? Y'all okay?
Just a little bit, I'm sure.
Y'all are fine.
Mhm. My first radio show.
Uh-huh. Well,
Wouldn't have even known.
I know. I wouldn't have known either. I mean, you're doing good.
Okay, thank you.
But please, you can go to the KLEK page and feel free to share. We're coming back. Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Wheeler Jones, and I'm joined by the lovely ladies of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. So now first we talked about the sorority in general, and now we're going to get down to meeting the ladies and the roles they play and why they joined and the impact the sorority has made. So you get to hear their personal stories. So I'm going to start with the younger ladies first, if you don't mind, Dr. Allen and Moore and Leticia. So we'll start with the brand new baby, Miss Stephanie. Miss Stephanie, take it away.
Oh, so I decided to join Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated because I was inspired. Like I said, we talked about the history a few minutes ago, and I was inspired by everything that they faced, all of the trials and tribulations they went through. To have a vision that has carried on for over 100 years at this point. To be of service to all mankind, to support women, to endorse education and service. So I was really, really inspired by that. And then when I came to college, when I came to Arkansas State University, I saw that firsthand with the ladies of the Eta Upsilon chapter. And then another thing that I want to mention is I've never told her this, but another big reason that I decided to join Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated was because of Dr. Evette Allen Moore. Working with her through another organization. She's really, really inspired me. She's helped me build so many different leadership skills, and I've been able to see firsthand the type of woman that she is, and to see an alpha woman, and that was really inspiring to me. And so it's all about the service and the sisterhood and the women that I've seen in this organization through my life, and then right here, right now, and it's made me even more sure about the decision that I've made. So
That's awesome. While you were on campus, did you ever get to meet Dr. Glover?
no, I don't think I've got to meet her yet.
Okay, well, that's another one to add to your list. So Shawnquetta and Dr. Glover, add them to your list.
I feel like COVID has spoiled things. I haven't been able to meet everybody in the way that I feel like traditionally I would have been able to.
Okay. Well, hopefully that changes over the course of this year, even if it is virtually. So.
Yes.
All right. So what impact do you feel that the sorority has made in the community? I know you've been, in for just a little bit, but just hearing the stories and, learning the history, what impact do you feel like it's made on the community?
I feel like the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated chapters, Kappa Nu Omega and Eta Upsilon, have made a lot of impact on specifically the campus of Arkansas State University and Jonesboro as well. Like we was previously stated, they were the first sororities chartered in Jonesboro and on Arkansas State University campus. So I feel like that, first and foremost, has made a huge impact on the area. And then also with the programming, we focus so much, especially on our chapter on campus, we focus so much on catering to the needs and bringing awareness to certain things with our college students, like our upcoming program, Highly Happy Plate. We recently learned that I believe it's about like 2/3 of young ladies on college campuses, deal with unhealthy eating. And that's a large number, right? And so that's something that we decided to bring awareness to with one of our upcoming programs. And even with, Pink Goes Red, it is never too early to start, caring about your health and caring about your heart. And I feel like those are some of the ways that we really try to make an impact on our campus community, on our Jonesboro community, and on the nation on the international level with all of our target programs.
All righty. Well, hopefully with that program, you all can turn around that freshman 15, which is really freshman 30 sometimes. Depend on, but hopefully y'all can turn that around. Okay, sorry. Miss Catera.
Hi, everyone. I don't know if everyone, but my name is Catera Mitchell. I am currently the chapter president of the Eta Upsilon chapter here on Arkansas State University. I was initiated spring 2018. So although I'm coming into my third year in April, Alpha Kappa Alpha has impacted my life so much. It has taught me so many more leadership roles. I wasn't always the quiet girl, but I also wasn't the one to put forth, you know, positions in leadership. So this has really made me step out into another comfort zone that I wasn't having at first. So it's very rewarding to me, to know that I can do a lot of things that I do put my mind to. So
Okay. Now, tell us about why you joined. Like, what's your story?
why I joined Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated was the reasoning behind it. These scholarships that we do offer on a yearly basis has really helped a lot of college students, being able to not be able to pay out of pocket has really, demeaned college students, especially our Black students, from trying to come to college. They have to worry about how they're going to pay for it. So scholarships is one of our main goals that we do try to work on. Dr. Moore is actually our campus advisor, so she keeps us all updated on our campus scholarships that may be coming up and everything. So I really appreciate her being very hands-on with our undergraduate chapter.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you. I'm going to give a few shout outs, then we'll move on to Dr. Moore and Miss Leticia. Um, Miss Linda Johnson Frazier says, "Hello, Leticia, aka Boss." Good morning. Good morning to Miss Vivian Taylor. She's dropped by to say good morning and happy Founders Day. Salmon pink and apple green, Black excellence forever.
All
thank,
right.
thank you, Miss Vivian, for that. All right, so who would like to go first, Dr. Moore or Leticia, to share your stories?
Either or, it's fine.
It doesn't matter. If you want me to take it away.
Either or.
Okay. Oh, well, I would say, what was your first question?
Why did you join? Why did you join?
Okay, well, see, why did I join this illustrious sorority? I was initiated in the Gamma Alpha chapter, which is at Philander Smith College. And that's also the first Arkansas chapter here. And so, yeah, it's the first for me. Oh, but just going to college. Well, first of all, I grew up in a rural area, Earl, Arkansas. Shout out to my hometown. We're small, but we're big things come out of Earl. Okay, and so I had teachers, not knowing that I would end up in Jonesboro, but I had teachers that were initiated in the Eta Upsilon chapter. How ironic is that? And so going to college, we have this stereotype in different sororities that you have to be a size 2 or you have to be a certain, skin color. And so Gamma Alpha chapter, those sorors, they were in everything. I mean, they were just lighting up the campus, being active, and being in the community. And so I saw the same thing that I saw, at home. And so it kind of just lured me in, like I could make, a difference, a change. It's not all about how you look. And, yeah, we're pretty and we swing our hair and we honey, but we take care of the
Business.
okay.
Absolutely.
And so
Yes.
I knew that I could join and continue that great legacy and bring in other college educated women to continue perpetuity.
Mhm.
Okay, awesome. And so, since you have been a part of the organization, what impacts have you seen and felt?
I've seen and felt a lot of the impacts. Right now, my current position, I'm the chapter president, and so this is a new administration. Last year, I was um, the vice president, and so I was over programs. So being the chapter president, it comes with a lot of responsibilities. And our our platform is that we're going to lead with a purpose. We are going to continue to just take the Northeast Arkansas by storm. We are going to be everything that we have in the past and even more. And so um, just we're here and we're going to do what we can for our community.
All righty. Thank you so much for that. And so, Dr. Evette Allamore.
Absolutely. So I was initiated at Upsilon, Arkansas State University
Okay.
in spring 2005. And so later this year, I will be 16, have been in the organization 16 years. And so really excited, and it doesn't feel like it, but you're like, oh, wow. So those are things. And I remember one of my initial thoughts, right? So my exposure to AKA was certainly before I got in college. As you kind of saw, different professional women doing their things, very similar to Mrs. Fox-Rochelle. You think about folks who are beautiful on the outside as well as the inside, people who take pride in not only how you look, right? Because if we're honest about it, you look better, you feel better, right? But also taking account of your inside, right? Like what are those things that we can take care of and be beautiful on the inside as well as the outside, right? So the confidence piece, really taking ownership of the different things we do. Mine was leadership. This is something that when I thought about joining the organization, I always tell other young ladies this when they ask about just Greek life in general. I ask them the question is, and particularly for NPHC organizations, are you committed to this lifetime? I remember when I was looking to be in the organization and looking at that and saying, this is beyond college. So we use the word legacy. What will be the legacy on this campus? So what could I do on this campus as well as beyond? How will I continue service even after? And what are those leadership skills we're going to gain while we're being in the organization? So seeing women who exemplified that and also getting ready to go into the organization, those are some of the reasons I wanted to join. Also doing your research ahead of time, right? One of the things that stuck out to me when you think about, as the young folks say, it was the perpetuity for me, right? You think about the history of it. We had some founders who said, you know what, we're not gonna let anyone change the colors, motto, etc. And so there's where the incorporation came from. And so again, that foresight of women to say that we have this vision and we're going to stick with that vision because it's working, right? And to have folks who stand on something, regardless of what somebody else thinks, that's powerful. Because you think about that in just your day-to-day life, even now, right? You want something, people can tell you all kind of things, whisper all kind of things in your ear, but are you going to stand on what you said you were going to stand on, right? If we say we're doing this thing, how are we going to do it? How are we going to make it happen? And to have those women, when you look it up, those women who made it happen despite, I was like, I gotta be a part of that, right? And connected to women who make things happen despite obstacles were some of the reasons that I certainly wanted to join the organization.
Alrighty. And then asking you the same question about the impact. Since you've been a part of the organization, what impact have you seen and felt?
Absolutely. As far as impact, I'm going to talk about a personal impact. And I tell young ladies this, I was involved in probably anywhere between 5 to 10 organizations as an undergraduate student. By far, most of my leadership skills came from being a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha. There's so many things that you learn in terms of Robert's Rules of Order, your how to run a meeting, right? How to deal with conflict. Right? I was an undergraduate in a number of acting hostess, vice president, president, currently serving as vice president of Kappa Nu Omega. So really excited about the programs we have coming up. So don't let me forget to talk about tonight. But yeah, some of those. So the impact for me certainly was leadership, and even now moving beyond undergraduate days, the impact for me is those connections. I have lived since I've been at Arkansas State, lived in 3 other states. Anytime I've left, I could always call up a sister and say, hey, I'm coming to town. I'm coming to you. How do I get connected to your chapter or get connected in general? I'll tell you this, and when I was in Utah, there was only one AKA chapter. I drove 2 hours every month just to be with, that's the dedication. So yes, always welcomed with open arms to any of that. So yeah, leadership, the sisterhood, the resources, the connection, and women who are about business continue to be the impact.
Alrighty, thank you all for those wonderful stories. We have some more shout outs, some more people showing y'all lots of love. Natasha Davis says, Happy Founders Day, sorors. And please forgive me if I mispronounce your name. It's Kai Jion, or I'm so sorry if I mispronounced that, King. Um, if you don't mind, I'm Kai King. Hi, Leticia, Fox-Rochelle, and Quabila Jones. Good morning to you.
Good
And
morning.
Shanquetta, hey
Yeah.
girl. She says, ski wee. Happy Founders Day to my oh so pretty sorority sisters. Hey, our beautiful chapter leaders. It's a celebration.
Yes.
Um, Derek Coleman checks in and says, Good morning, Kelly K and the beautiful ladies of Alpha Kappa Alpha. And Miss Linda Johnson Frazier says, Beauty always starts from the inside. When you're genuinely filled on the inside, it always reflects outwardly. That's the wonderful. Yes,
Oh
most
wow, she
Absolutely.
came with a
definitely.
Agreed.
whole word.
Yes, and that's the truth.
It
That is the
is.
truth.
It
Yes,
is.
ma'am. So, Dr. Yvette, we have about 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes in this segment.
Okay.
So, if you want to go ahead and start touching on some of the programs
Okay.
that you all have coming up.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and invite folks to join us tonight at 7 p.m. We are having our Founders Day celebration. You can on Facebook Live. To get the information, just head over to our page on Facebook, Kappa Nu Omega, or Alpha Kappa Alpha Kappa Nu Omega, and join us. You can RSVP using the link, and so all the information. And of course, just go to our page to join us live at 7 p.m. tonight. So on that call, we will be introducing our chapter officers, talking about our national history, but also that Kappa Nu Omega history, as well as talking about our national programs, as well as some things we have coming up throughout the year. How do you get connected, stay connected with Kappa Nu Omega to learn more about our programs and those community events that folks can come to? So we certainly hope that you join us tonight, again, 7 p.m. Join us on Facebook Live as we celebrate 113 years of service. And when we say service to all mankind, we mean it.
Yes, ma'am. Indeed. I will say, happy, I don't know if this is Legacy checking in. Happy Founders Day and thanks for supporting. Definitely have to say thank you all. Capital Omega is a proud supporter of KLEK. And so thank you for all that you all do. Anytime we call on you all to join us for an event, you are there. So thank you all for that. And also shout out to Leticia for being our paparazzi representative for our different cultural events. So um, hopefully we get to have a Juneteenth event in person this
I'm
year. And
praying
it
that
would
I'm praying that we do safely.
because
Yeah.
I need to stock up on my tribal pieces. So, so
I got
um,
you.
we definitely hope to have some more events, hopefully in person. But if not, we'll do our best to be safe and distance. But thank you all to everything that you do. And like you all mentioned before, the work is not done. We just had an election cycle. Now it's about getting to know who's in what position, even when it comes to the state level. Who's in what position? Our representatives, our senators, whoever. Let's look at this legislation that they're going to be passing. There's one that's being talked about now. I'm not going to get into it today because it's not about politics, but we do need to stay more informed and engaged and hit our streets and talk to our neighbors and let them know this is what's happening. This is what can affect you. So, ladies, y'all still got a lot of work to do. A lot of work to
Yes,
do.
yeah, we have a wonderful connections committee that will be implementing and making sure that the community stays informed. So we'll be in touch.
Yes, ma'am. And they are ladies on campus. You all have work to do
Yeah.
as well. I mean, because a lot of the decisions that are being made can affect you all, even though you may not necessarily live or work. Like you're not done with school, so you don't live and work technically within the city, but you still live here on campus, and decisions may affect you. So, yes. Anything on campus though that you all are trying to do this year to stay engaged and connected with the students?
Yes, ma'am. This year, we're really just focusing on virtual programs and everything just to make sure everything is safe. And I would like to mention to everybody that this pandemic is a serious matter that we should all take seriously. So I do encourage, and we encourage our students, like via our social media, to wear their mask properly over their nose and to make sure that you're constantly washing your hands because it is real. It is very real. COVID-19 is very real. And we just want to make sure that everybody stays safe on a daily basis.
All righty, so we're going to get ready to take another quick break. When we come back in our last segment, we'll talk about legacies. What legacy you would like to leave? What legacies have you had a chance to experience? From the other members. For those that may have missed the early part of the conversation, just kind of recap a little bit about some of the charter members that you've had a chance to meet, and then what those conversations were like, and going forward, what legacy do you want to leave? So you're tuning in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We're going to take a quick break, but you can join us on Facebook. We'll still be live and keep the conversation light. We'll be right back after these announcements. All right, ladies. A lot of people showing y'all lots of love. Shanquetta says connections. Yes, we are on it.
Yes, I know they are.
We know.
Yes,
Yeah.
We know.
Shanquetta, we talked about you earlier today, earlier in the conversation, and I told
Yeah.
these young ladies to reach out to you. So be looking out for Miss Catera, Miss Stephanie, to reach out to you very soon. I think Miss Catera,
Yes, ma'am.
you
I'm
met Shanquetta. So Miss Stephanie, who is the newest initiate, she'll be reaching out to you soon. Somebody's going to push her.
Yes. Listen, I'm gonna send you the email. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, we're gonna bring her in. But let's have a segment. No, she's awesome.
Yes,
Yes.
I really appreciate all that. Everything that everyone does in this community. All the social media posts that you all make, and just the information. World AIDS Day, we didn't mention that. That's another thing that you all participate in, bringing awareness to statistics, and encouraging everyone to get tested. So, like, there's just
Yeah.
so much.
Oh, I was just gonna say for World AIDS Day, we partnered with Delta Sigma Theta, and shout out to the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter. That was an awesome program. I really wish that more people could have seen her presentation. It was very informative. And not only was it, just helping the community, but we had some college students that was able to join the Zoom, and so that was an awesome program. And so I talked to Pamela, so hopefully we can partner again this year for National World AIDS Day.
Okay, we got about 5 seconds before we go back. All right, welcome back to the last segment of Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I'm your host, Kabila Jones, and as you can see, I am joined by, I'm sorry for those of you on air, I am joined by a group of lovely, lovely ladies from Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. Today is their Founders Day, so look, if y'all hear some ski wind and some high pitch, just mind your business and keep on moving.
I like that.
They just gonna turn it up all the way. Like, the celebration is gonna start today until next week when inauguration day rolls around. So look, just get your earmuffs, earplugs, whatever, because this is about to be live, all the way live.
Yep.
Indeed.
All right, so in this last segment, we're going to talk about legacies, but I want to read a few more comments right quick. Natasha Davis says, "Great job, sorors. I got to get back to work. Love y'all."
Love you.
Quetta says, "So kind. Thank you, ladies. Working on the grant. So hopped on late. Just let me know how I am needed. Will do, man." All right. So now let's talk about legacies. Okay, let's talk about the charter members and the conversations. Share a little bit more what you can, and then talk about the legacy you hope to leave as a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha. So again, we'll start with the younger ladies. I won't pick on Stephanie right now, but Katera.
Yes, ma'am. On our charter day, we were able to meet with some of our charter members and many members of the Eta Upsilon. And so we just had a big conversation on how they prevailed through the trials and tribulations while they're trying to make this organization great on the campus. And I would also like to comment that when I was penned by Sora Janae Gaines, but I also was able to meet her mother, her late mother, Sora Herschel Gaines, and we miss her dearly, but she has been a very impactful lady on my life. She's very sweet. She was very sweet, and I really wish that she would know how she did have an impact on my life as an AKA woman. And I just know that her legacy that she left with us was very phenomenal, being a golden soror, 75 years in the sorority, very faithful and loving to your sorority will, have an impact on you as a um, younger member. So I just really enjoyed her as a young lady.
And so, what legacy, now that you've seen all this greatness, what legacy do you want to leave?
That's a good question. The legacy I would want to leave, of course, would be a great one, but an impactful one. I would like to always come back to my chapter to be able to tell them how we did it when we were here. I only been in the organization for 3 years, but it feels like I've been in this predicament for a very long time with me wanting to be an alpha woman. So I love being an alpha woman, and I hope that my legacy prevails through the Arkansas State University campus.
All right, thank you. All right, Miss Stephanie.
So like I said, I am a new initiate, so I can't speak to a lot of conversations with some of our charter members. But the legacy that I would like to leave is like Katera said, one that is a powerful, one that is impactful. I would like to be able to leave a legacy of hard work, of dedication, of service and sisterhood, and just a legacy of showing what an alpha woman is.
Oh, we lost you for a minute.
Oh.
Okay.
I have finished. I don't.
Okay.
What part did I cut off in?
Stephanie is also a part of another organization that I don't know if she would like to share, but she's also very big, has a very big leadership role in her other position. If you would like to speak on that as well.
Okay. So I am the secretary and financial secretary of the Eta Upsilon chapter. But in addition to that, I'm also president of an organization on our campus called Sister to Sister, which is an organization geared towards African American women on our campus to increase retention, provide support, encourage community service, things like that. So that's another way that another way that I hope to leave an impact on our campuses through that organization as well.
Girl, you better brag about that. Yes, ma'am.
Oh, she talented.
The other thing I want to brag on our undergraduates, they still remain with the highest NPHC GPA on our campus. And so they consistently have held that for the past couple of years. And so I want to brag on them that you all, thank you for keeping up with, and as Ms. Kawila has said, you all do a ton of service, but they also keep their grades up.
That's awesome. Absolutely amazing. All right, so we have about 2 minutes left. So Dr. Moore and Leticia, you want to share anything, your thoughts on legacies?
Also with Legacy, we have a mentoring program, and I just want to brag on Dr. Allen real fast that she is the chair of the mentoring program, and she's awesome with making sure that our undergrads are educated in the sorority, but also educated in the business of the sorority and of the world and their different professions, and just connecting the younger sister with the older sister. And so I'm just thankful for that partnership. For me, with being a member of First Baptist Church on 1100 Kitchen Street, we have two pioneers, one that's has left us, but Miss Herschel Gaines, she has left a big legacy and some really big shoes to fill. And her daughter Janae Gaines, where she remains in our chapter and one of the pillars of our community, and so we're grateful for that. And can't leave out Miss Earlene Smith. She's, yes, very very dear to our hearts. Just from teaching Sunday school to attending our events, making sure that with her being a charter member, that we are continuing to continue the legacy that and the foundation that the charter members laid for this chapter. And so for me, for my legacy, I would want to leave and be remembered service with a smile, just making sure that we are serving and giving the best of ourselves that we can.
All right, thank you. And Dr. Moore.
Absolutely. I agree with everything everyone else has said. So I'll just add this part. When I think about legacy, I think about folks who are, despite what you see now, right? You may be putting in work now that you may not see, right? Immediately or see in your lifetime. And so I would like my legacy to be that of someone who worked hard and moved forward despite and kept the best interest of the organization at hand, very similar to our founders and those who chartered various organizations. They kept that in mind. So I would just add that too. And of course, agree with everything everyone else has said. Also with the mentoring program, thank you to our Kappa Omega members who serve as mentors, because we could not do it without you. These are women who take their time to mentor these young ladies, connect with them monthly, pour into them socially, but also academic advice, other mentoring, the different leadership skills of AKA. So I want to add that. I know we're running out of time, but yes.
That's okay. So I had to stop it on air, but we're still live on Facebook. I want to definitely get these last comments in and show everybody some love. Laquita Davis Lewis says January 15, 2029 is the first for me.
Yeah.
Adrian Everett says happy Founders Day to all of you ladies. And Joshua Smith says, come on, fam, where the house party at?
Tonight on Facebook Live at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Right. But Q, we do appreciate KLK for everything that you guys do and continuing to make sure that the information is getting out there to the community. And we really appreciate everyone for checking in today as we celebrate 113 years. Okay, yes, the takeover has just begun.
All right. We have a few more comments and then we're going to wrap up. Miss Linda Johnson Frazier says, Adrian says, whoop whoop, shout out to my FBC sister Leticia and one of my connections at A-State, Dr. Alan Moore. Of course, to the undergraduate ladies, they're always involved and doing great things around campus. And then Linda Johnson Frazier says, Mrs. Gaines definitely was an example of that AKA beauty and the most kindest woman I was blessed to meet. And Kelly K is the hub of all information. Well, we're trying to do our best. So, all right, ladies. So as we get ready to get out of here, go on and give it to them one time. I don't have the microphones for y'all. Just go give it to them one time. Thank you all so very much. And thank you everyone for checking in on our Facebook Live feed. I hope you all have a great day. Have a pinkalicious day, lady.
Oh, I like that. Pinkalicious. Okay.
All right.
Bye. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Bye.